All right, buckle up because this deep dive, it's going to be more than just like hitting play on your favorite Oasis playlist. We
Right.
are going to like really crack open Champagne Supernova, like get past, it being this like iconic anthem and everything,
Yeah.
and really see why the lyrics themselves, even decades later, still just hit people so hard.
Absolutely.
So obviously we got the song itself, but
Yeah.
we've also got some seriously sharp analysis out there to kind of, guide our listening.
Yeah.
So are you ready to like unpack some of this cosmic wonder?
I am ready. I think what's fascinating about this song is it's not just about, like longing or escapism,
Right.
though those are definitely there,
Mm-hmm.
but there's this like really interesting undercurrent of change
Yeah.
and not like, you know, the good kind of change. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Like it hits you right away,
Right.
like
Yeah.
right from the start.
Right.
That how many special people change? It's
Yeah.
almost like you feel almost betrayed. It's not just growing up. It's like
Yeah.
who they are shifts. And you're just kind of like, wait, what?
Yeah. And it's subtle, but I think the word choice is key there.
Yeah.
It doesn't say how many different people change.
Right.
It's special people.
Yeah.
These are the people that mattered to you, the people you built your world around.
Exactly.
So when they change, it's like your whole foundation is kind of crumbling.
Oh, 100%. I've had like friendships where it's like literally overnight, their whole thing changes.
Yeah.
Their priorities, everything. It's just like a 180.
Totally.
And then suddenly all those inside jokes and like, the dreams you shared, it's like they don't fit anymore.
Yeah.
And you're left with that, how many lives are living strange? Like, what is even happening?
That line is so brilliant because it's not judging those people,
Yeah.
but it really captures that feeling of bewilderment,
Right.
like watching somebody walk into a room that,
Mm-hmm.
but they've like rearranged all the furniture
Yeah.
and they're totally fine and you're bumping into everything.
And then you get to the big one. The line, literally everyone knows,
Right.
where were you while we were getting high? Now, obviously on the surface, maybe it's about drugs, but
Yeah.
it's always felt bigger than that to me.
Absolutely it is.
Yeah.
And think about where this song falls in Oasis's career.
Right.
They are Hugh G.E.
Oh, yeah.
They're playing stadiums. They're living that rock star dream.
Yeah.
But then you get this undercurrent of like, but at what cost?
Exactly.
Who are you leaving behind when you hit, supernova levels of success?
So it's not just missing out on a party. It's like missing out on
Right.
a whole way of life, right?
Yeah.
A whole way of being that you used to share with this person.
Exactly.
And it's almost like the high is that connection itself.
Right.
That feeling of belonging that actually gets harder the higher you climb,
And it's like they're on this rocket ship,
Mm-hmm.
but they're looking back at Earth
Yeah.
and they see this person waving. And there's this question, like, did you even want to come with us?
Oh, yeah.
Or were you cool with just like chilling down there as we like shot for the stars,
Yeah, and it's not just missing the past. It's like questioning, were we ever even really connected like I thought we were?
Right.
It adds like a whole other level to that longing feeling in the song.
Exactly. And I think that's where the whole Champagne Supernova imagery comes in.
Right.
You've got this event that's explosive, it's beautiful,
Yeah.
but it's also destructive.
Yes.
And it kind of mirrors that feeling of success that's bittersweet,
Yeah.
that desire to escape that
Yeah.
might be costing you something else.
It's like, yeah, you're on top of the world, but you're kind of by yourself up there,
Right.
surrounded by the pieces of what you had to leave behind to get there.
Totally.
It's glorious and terrifying all at the same time.
And it's like connected to another line that people often miss, caught beneath the landslide.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just the supernova that's overwhelming.
Right.
It's like all the stuff that comes before you even reach that point.
Yeah.
It's the pressure, the expectations, maybe even the guilt of leaving people behind.
It's like being buried alive almost.
Yeah.
Like you're working towards this amazing thing, but the journey itself is just suffocating.
Totally.
And maybe that's what drives that need to escape.
Right.
That champagne supernova moment where you can finally breathe again.
It's like that point in the song where the music swells and you feel like you're literally being launched into space.
Yeah.
Like this total release, but that comes from like intense pressure beforehand.
Which then takes us to what I think is one of the most thought-provoking lines in the whole song.
Yeah.
People believe that they're going to get away for the summer, but you and I, we live and die. The world's still spinning around. We don't know why. It's like suddenly in the middle of all this longing and wanting to escape, we get this like
Right.
a huge reality check.
And it's almost jarring how it cuts through the haze, right?
Yeah.
But also, it's not just about death. Right. It's about that whole cycle of life and death.
Mm-hmm.
Like that summer vacation, it's temporary.
Yeah.
It's nothing compared to just how vast existence really is.
So even while we're, craving connection, wanting to escape,
Yeah,
the song is reminding us that we're part of something much bigger.
exactly.
Something that just keeps going, whether we get it or not, whether we're happy or sad or whatever.
And I think that's where the real genius of the song is.
Yeah.
It doesn't try to give you easy answers.
Right.
It just throws these huge contradictory feelings at you
Yeah.
and lets them sit there.
Right.
And it makes you really confront them.
With the music too, yeah.
Absolutely.
And, that feeling sticks with you even after the song's over.
Yeah.
Like you suddenly see the world differently.
Mm-hmm.
You understand all those messed up, complicated feelings we all have but
Yeah.
never really talk about.
It gives a voice to them and says, hey, figure out what they mean to you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like an invitation. It's that mix of the personal and the universal
Mm-hmm.
that really makes Champagne Supernova so powerful.
Yeah.
On the one hand, it's clearly coming from Noel Gallagher's own experiences,
Right.
the relationships and pressures he was dealing with at the time.
You can feel that push and pull
Yeah.
between wanting to escape but knowing you can't really escape, life and death.
Exactly.
It's always there.
But then on the other hand, you've got those feelings of disillusionment,
Yeah.
that yearning for connection, that almost desperate search for meaning.
Right.
And those are things we all struggle with at some point.
At some point, yeah, for sure.
It doesn't matter who you are.
It's like he took these really personal things and turned them into something anyone can relate to.
Exactly.
If you've ever felt lost or alone or just overwhelmed by, how huge everything is.
Right. And I think that's where the music itself comes in.
Yeah.
It's not just background noise. It's like another character in the story.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It goes way beyond catchy.
Totally.
It's that slow build, the way the tension just keeps rising with all those guitars.
Yeah.
And then when the chorus explodes, it's like,
It's like that release.
yeah, it mirrors the emotional roller coaster of the lyrics.
Exactly. And it's like the music makes those feelings real.
Yeah.
You can feel that yearning in those long notes, the disillusionment in the minor chords.
Right.
And then, the supernova itself and the crashing drums.
That's probably why so many people call it an anthem.
Right.
It's not just something you hear, you experience it.
You feel it in your whole body.
Yeah, with your whole body.
Like it's tapping into something primal in us.
Right.
Something deep that gets those raw emotions, even if we don't have the words for them.
It's interesting how the song plays with repetition, too.
Yeah.
Especially that line, "Where were you while we were getting high?"
Right.
It keeps coming back, almost like,
Like a mantra.
yeah, like a mantra.
And every time you hear it, the meaning shifts
Yeah.
a little. At first, it's almost like a genuine question, kind of playful.
Yeah.
But then as the song goes on, it gets more intense,
Right.
like almost accusatory.
It's like he's trying to figure out where the other person was.
Yeah.
Not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually,
Exactly. Yeah.
Were they even on the same page?
Right.
Did they ever really get what that high even meant?
And that repetition, that constant questioning,
Mm-hmm.
it's like being stuck,
Yeah.
unable to move on from that betrayal and longing.
It's like begging to be understood, to be validated.
Right.
And the thing is, the song never really answers the question.
Right.
So we're left with this uneasiness,
Yeah.
this tension that just hangs there.
Like an open wound.
Yeah.
It's like it's asking us to look at our own experiences of disconnect
Right.
and ask ourselves those tough questions.
And there's something kind of beautiful in that, even though it's unresolved.
It is. Yeah.
It's like the song is acknowledging how messy life really is, how complicated relationships can be, and saying, it's okay not to have all the answers.
And I think that's really powerful.
Yeah.
Especially in a world that wants us to be perfect.
Yeah. Right. Like we have to have it all figured out.
Yeah. Champagne Supernova is like, nope. It's okay to be vulnerable, to have flaws, to not know what's next.
And it does it in a way that's both cathartic and inspiring.
Exactly.
It's like by admitting those tough emotions, the unanswered questions, We're actually taking a step towards healing.
Towards understanding.
Yeah. And
Like it's saying, sit with this discomfort, explore those dark parts.
Right.
And maybe you'll find something beautiful there, some little bit of hope.
And that's why this song is so timeless, so enduring.
Totally.
It's not just about one specific time. It's about being human.
Yeah.
You know, dealing with change and loss and trying to find meaning.
And that's something we can all connect with.
Yeah.
Just no matter what your background is, it's about shared humanity.
That's what makes Champagne Supernova more than a song.
Right.
It's like an anthem for the soul. And speaking of beauty, we can't forget how poetic the lyrics are.
Oh, absolutely.
The imagery Noel Gallagher creates is stunning.
Yeah, and it's not just about pretty pictures.
Right.
It's using those images to make you feel something deeper.
Yeah. Yeah, to tap into something primal.
Like that line, wake up the dawn and ask her why. A dreamer dreams she never dies.
Oh, I love that line.
So simple, but so profound.
It really is.
Like he's making dawn into a person.
Yeah.
This symbol of new beginnings, of hope.
Right.
And he's asking it to explain, life and death.
Why do we dream? Why do we hold on to this idea of living forever, even though we know we can't?
And that image of the dreamer who never dies,
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful, but it's also heartbreaking.
It is.
It speaks to that desire we all have to be more than just our physical selves.
To go beyond the everyday, to connect with something bigger.
And maybe, just maybe, a part of us really does believe those dreams can take us beyond time and space.
It's a powerful idea, and it comes back to the title, Champagne Supernova.
Exactly. It's not just any supernova.
Right.
It's champagne.
It's celebratory.
Extravagant.
Thought.
Like he's taking this powerful, destructive event
Yeah.
and making it joyful,
Yeah.
exuberant.
It's like he's saying, yeah, life is short, everything fades away eventually.
But let's celebrate the beauty, the intensity, the wonder of it all while we can.
And that really resonates with me.
Yeah.
It's not about ignoring the darkness, the pain, the heartbreak.
Right.
It's about finding a way to embrace the light.
To find joy even in the chaos.
Yeah, to find joy even in the chaos.
It's about accepting the whole human experience.
The good, the bad, everything.
And maybe by embracing all of that, by letting ourselves feel it all,
Yeah.
we can find some peace, some acceptance.
It's a powerful idea, and I think it's one worth exploring further.
Absolutely.
Champagne Supernova is the perfect soundtrack for that exploration.
It challenges us. It comforts us.
And it leaves us with more questions than answers.
And sometimes those are the best journeys, the ones that take you down unexpected paths.
Yeah.
The ones that make you question everything you thought you knew.
It's funny, we've been talking about Champagne Supernova as this, like, massive anthem.
Yeah.
But there's also these moments that are, like, really tender.
That's true.
Hidden inside all that, epicness.
I think that contrast is what makes it so interesting,
Yeah.
It's not afraid to be vulnerable and bold,
Right?
like introspective and explosive all at once.
Exactly, like that line. So Sally can wait. She knows it's too late as we're walking on by.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like just a throwaway line almost,
Well,
but there's like a whole story in there
There is.
in just those few words.
It's about being so caught up in a moment,
Yeah,
so driven by something you want,
right.
that everything else just disappears.
And the speaker knows there are other people, other things they should be doing,
Mm-hmm.
but in that moment, it's just not important.
It's like Sally represents like normal life,
Yeah, everyday stuff.
Yeah, the world the speaker's trying to get away from.
Right.
And by walking on by, they're choosing the supernova
Right, that burst of intensity.
over whatever Sally represents.
Over stability, over the normal stuff.
Exactly.
It's like saying, I know this might hurt you, but I gotta go after this feeling,
Yeah.
even if it doesn't last.
And that's a tough decision.
It is.
But it's something a lot of people can relate to.
Oh, for sure.
Those times when you're pulled in different directions,
Mhm.
your head says one thing, your heart says another.
Champagne Supernova doesn't judge that.
No.
It just shows it to you. No filter.
Just lays it out there.
Ah.
Lets you figure out what it means.
It's about how complicated desire is.
Yeah.
How messy our feelings can be.
And in that, there's something freeing.
Yeah, a release.
Like it's giving you permission to be contradictory,
Yay.
selfish, and selfless.
Destructive and creative.
All at the same time.
Yeah, all of it.
And that's powerful.
It is, especially when the world wants to put you in a box, label you.
Right. Tell you who you are.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
I think we got to remember Champagne Supernova is more than just a song.
It's an experience. It's a journey.
It's something to talk about.
It's like a tapestry of sound.
Yeah.
Woven from longing and escapism.
That bittersweet beauty of knowing nothing lasts forever.
It challenges us to look at what we believe.
To embrace the unknown.
To find beauty even in the chaos.
And I think, in the end, it reminds us that even though we might never really understand life and death,
Yeah.
the world keeps spinning.
It keeps going.
And there's something kind of comforting in knowing we're all in this together.
All in this crazy ride.
So keep listening, keep asking those questions. Let the music take you where it wants to.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Champagne Supernova.